Alrighty, I think we're all set here. So, is it live?
I already told everyone we're on.
All right, we're live.
We're live?
I think we're live. We're here. What is up, guys? Zach Ginn here. I am with Maximilian Dier, and Max is here, and we're at some crazy island. Let me try to go out here and show everyone.
What's up, guys?
What's up? So, if you don't know who this is Maximilian Dier, and just so you know where we're at right now, we're at did I make this dark? I think we're at some crazy island right now in Florida. So I think everyone can guess. Take a guess where we're at right now. But basically, we're just chilling out here, talking shop, wholesaling real estate. And what we want to do is share with you exactly how Max has done over 100 wholesaling deals. And so I think everyone, everyone can see the islands and all the crazy people out here. But let's focus on us so it's not too nuts here. But I'm here with Max, and he's closing a ton of wholesaling deals. I want to interview him and basically kind of see his entire process, because obviously your process is a lot different than mine. But we have two things in common.
Yeah.
We make a lot of money, but we don't sell wholesaling coaching. What's up? And so basically what we want to do today is kind of break down his exact process. He's closing over 100 wholesaling real estate deals a year, and how he is on pace to hopefully, break that record and just keep going on and more and more. So Max, we're ready to go. You excited?
What's up, Zach? Guys, so blessed to be here. How's everyone doing? And yes, we are in beautiful Florida on vacation. This is why I love wholesaling, because yesterday I actually just closed a $35,000 JV deal with Vivian and my free Discord community. Again, everything Zach and I do is free. We only put out free content, and we actually make our money by wholesaling. So this is what I love about wholesaling, guys. You can make money anywhere in the world. If you're in a different continent, you can be making money too. It's going to be an interesting video because, yes, I'm doing a lot of deals, but I'm also doing direct to seller and I'm doing JV. So wherever you are, whatever strategy you guys are doing, I've probably done it or I'm probably currently doing it. And this is exciting. I'm text blasting right now, guys. I'm doing PPC. I'm doing PPL, doing things a little bit different than Zach. And then I make a majority of my money JVing, actually just doing deals with you guys and dispoing. I'm known as the dispo pirate because I love to sell wholesale deals. I like to find rich guys and just give them ugly houses.
There we go. So, so Max is currently 26 years old.
Yep.
26 years old, making a lot of money. We actually recorded a interview, a separate one, but it's like he's 26. He's doing millions of dollars in assignment fees. He's done. It's like, and how long have you been in wholesaling for?
Yeah, guys, I've only been wholesaling for a little bit over 3 years. I've been in real estate a lot longer, but I'm not just here to glaze Zach, guys, but I will say everything Zach has told me to do for the past about 9 months, I've done, and my income has literally skyrocketed. So I'll just put this out to you guys. Whatever we say here, Zach, implement it in these next video on this. If you don't have your first deal, you can get your next deal in 14 days. And if you've already gotten your first deal, you genuinely have no excuse not to get your next deal in 14 days. So take what we learn and implement it. But yeah, 26 and closing deals.
That's it. We're going on a boat after this. And if you do not glaze X leads enough, you will be thrown off the boat. So just FYI.
Okay.
All
okay.
Right, so
all right. I'll have to glaze X leads a little bit.
You have to glaze X leads every 10 minutes.
Can I say my code?
But basically, no. But basically, I want to get your whole process. I want kind of the people who kind of don't know much about you, know a little more about you, right? And kind of figure out exactly how kind of you can help them out, learn a lot. So let's kind of start from the beginning. How did you get started in wholesaling real estate?
Absolutely, guys. So I have a different story, but what I love about wholesaling real estate is that it's different people from all around the world with different backgrounds coming together to do the same thing. But my story is a little bit different than most of you guys. I grew up in Los Angeles. I came out to Texas. I played soccer. I was always a 4.0 student, got perfect grades, honors program. I got my master's in business administration. And I'm not saying this to flex. I'm saying this to say I was stupid. And no offense to my mom who's inside there. I blame her. She wanted me to get a degree. I had to make mom proud. We all love our moms. But the thing is, I was on paper the perfect candidate to get a job. Guess how many job offers I got out of college?
How many?
I got one. And it was moving boxes at UPS at 4 in the morning to 9 in the morning. That was it. That was my only job offer. So as a hustler, I started in different companies. I actually made my money. And then I was just scrolling on YouTube and I found this guy named Pace Morby, found this other guy named Jerry. And then I came across this dude named Zach and his dad, Rick. And I was like, what? I've been a real estate investor. At that time, guys, I bought my first house at 18 years old. I was a real estate investor and I thought I knew it all. But you're telling me I could make money from anywhere in the world. You didn't need cash because I didn't have that much cash at the time. Just instead of buying the houses, just flipping the contracts, I became obsessed, guys. But again, I started making YouTube videos because what was cool is I already had money. So I didn't need to go and sell a course. Because I think a lot of these people, they get into wholesale and they either start wholesaling or they start selling courses because they need money immediately. I didn't need money immediately. So I started just dropping free content on YouTube. I started to build a following. And then what I realized was people started to bring me deals. And they were like, hey, Max, you know what you're doing. Can you sell my deal? I got this contract. What do I do with it? I can't find a cash buyer. Well, as an investor myself, I just know how to speak to other investors. So I slowly started to build a dispo business. We'll talk more about my dispo business last year, all my agents and what we were doing. But I started a new business this year, guys, just dispoing nationwide virtually. And the money's great. JV is great. And I also started doing direct to seller, started spending about, I don't know, maybe about 10K a month in ad spend right now. And that's my story, man.
It's exciting. So kind of getting started here, right? So you started watching all the people on YouTube, then you started going on yourself and you kind of learned the whole dispo route, right? And so the way you've done these deals is, I believe, like a completely new wholesaling method that I'm not going to say I invented because I obviously did not, but it's something that has gotten really mainstream because kind of like we both kind of came to the same conclusion. It's like, well, JVs are amazing. But JVs and wholesaling have this like weird, I think they have this weird connotation where it's just like, oh, it's you're just JVing. It's not. I was told, Zach, I know you make millions of dollars off of JVs, but that's not real wholesaling. That's not real wholesaling. You know, the real wholesaling is when you call people 7 hours a day. That's a real wholesale. I'm like, well, the check says assignment. I've had these exposed videos of me like, Zach just makes money on JVs. I'm like, I mean, if they're all assignments and they all go in my bank account, it's millions of dollars. I mean, be mad at me all you want, but like JVing is going to be the future. And I've even dubbed this the ICAG method, where it's like people hate daisy chaining. It's not daisy chaining. It's a little different. It's taken a couple days for you to go around this, not calling it daisy chaining. But it's kind of a little mix between, it's not a daisy chain, it's not a JV, it's a little mix, right? Where like basically you don't even need to be good at wholesaling anymore. You start making 25% cuts on deals. And you take a little bite out of it and you make a ton of money. And so kind of talk on your opinion. What is a JV? What's a joint venture? And kind of how do you look at things, especially when explaining to somebody new?
Absolutely, guys. So what Zach is saying, and I think it's stupid to ridicule people who are JVing, because do grocery stores also farm and grow their own tomatoes? No. You got farmers and then you got people that sell the produce. And it's the same thing with wholesale, right? This isn't, 1000 BC where someone had to do everything. You partner, and if we partner, we grow bigger together. So what JVing is that some of you are really, really freaking good at talking to sellers and focusing on getting properties under contract, but maybe you're not so good, or not even that you're not so good. You don't have the time, or the time is not worth it for you to go and grow a big buyers list, go sell deals, deal with title, and all of that junk. For whatever reason, I love that, and I'm just really good at that. But some of you guys, Zach, is just better at talking to sellers than me. So you guys go find the contracts, and then you bring me the contracts, and I go sell them, and we share in the profit. And what you'll actually learn is by bringing your deals, or if you become really good at dispo, because you can also just focus on dispo, what you'll learn is that the guy who's good at dispo, not only can he sell a deal like that, I've sold a deal in 12 minutes and made over $22,000. My wholesaler made over $10,000 in 12 minutes. The thing is, we can also sell deals at a higher price. So the JV ends up netting out to where it's better for everyone, because we're selling deals faster. Time is money. You can go lock up 2, 3, 4, 5 more deals in the time that you were trying to sell one. And also your dispo partner can probably sell it at a higher price. So everyone ends up winning. And there's also a third secret person that can win in these, which we'll talk about here in a second, because all they're doing is connecting the dots between the wholesaler and the dispo partner. But we'll talk about that.
Let's talk about this new method, right?
Okay, you want to talk about it now?
Well, no, it's another one. But like we talk about new methods, right? And so usually when someone says a new wholesaling method, there's always a price on it. There's always a course. There's always a thing. So let's put the real estate coaching hat on you. So if we're going to sell this new method as a course, right, it'd be about $5,000, right? Do all this stuff, right? Okay, so let's say someone pays you $5,000.
Okay.
They give you $5,000 to be in your whatever community, whatever you want to call it. Now, okay, now you got to teach this kid. What's a market what's a big market you don't JV at all?
I don't JV at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't done a deal in. I haven't done a lot of deals in Florida. I mean,
okay, let's do Orlando.
Okay, perfect.
So if someone wants to create their own like mini Max Dispo company in Orlando, so it doesn't compete with you, they paid you $5,000.
Okay.
I want to be just like you, Max. You gave them $5,000, so they're gonna be mad if you don't give them the money. Okay. They paid you for life, by the way. What would you teach them exactly how to get to your level just off of this new, I call it the Dier method, the Max method of wholesaling? Well, you got to get good marketing when you sell a course, right? So someone paid you $5,000, you got to teach them it right now. What are you telling them?
You actually like want me to teach people like how to dispo?
Like how would you set up this operation with this whole method? Remember, they only had $5,000, they have no money. So how are they going to create this whole method?
I don't think I understand your question.
Okay, so if someone wants to start JVing, like maxdispo.com right now, they live in Orlando, they got all the buyers in Orlando.
Yeah.
How do they start finding people to JV with? What kind of processes your JVs with? Like,
okay, so you actually want me to explain my entire method. Okay, so they
paid you $5,000, man.
Okay, so you got $5,000. Let me help you out here. So you got to go and actually get the deals. But the cool thing about JV, guys, is you're not going directly to the seller. You're going direct to wholesaler.
Yep.
So typically how these new Western type companies are structured is you have someone in acquisitions who's actually just going out and finding wholesalers.
Completely different than regular wholesaling acquisitions.
Completely different, guys. You're not direct to seller. You're direct to wholesaler. And where do the wholesalers live? Well, you know, a decade ago, they were all on Facebook. Now they've grown to YouTube, Discord, school. The future is this, but you just go on these places. And again, these other companies don't understand that Discord, school, and YouTube are the future. You go to these places and you say, hey, I got cash buyers, or hey, I know a guy. And what you're doing, we're getting recorded different places, guys. What you're doing is you're trying to essentially say, hey, I got cash buyers, bring me your deals. And then you go and sell it. But your goal is to build up a mighty buyers list. I recommend you focus in one market. You become really, really good in Orlando. My tip to you is you find the 3 best buyers in every zip code in Orlando. That may take you 6 months. That may take you 9 months. But guess what? After that, you are going to become the dispo for Orlando. And there's a lot of great tools you can use. And that's essentially what I would teach people. But the difficulty with dispo is it's always a balancing act, because you can get really good at the acquisition side, which I think I'm really good at because I'm all over YouTube. You're really good at. People go to
really
Max
all over
Dispo.
Facebook too.
Yeah. People go to maxdispo.com. People go to sellmypaper.com and they bring us a ton of deals. But then you'll have all these deals and then you've got to get really good on the sales side. And it's always something in a balancing act. And then on the sales side, guys, you just got to get your buyers list going. I can teach you my exact script for how I talk to buyers, what I say. I really like to sell the deal. I really like to sell the sizzle, not so much the steak. That's my saying. And I like to go through the numbers, really put the pressure on these buyers that this is a hot deal. It's going to sell tomorrow. Are you going to be the one to buy it, or are you going to miss this opportunity where you're going to lose $30,000, $40,000 and you could have just bought this property? Really, really, really got to sell the deals. And then TC. Is that what you were asking?
Yeah, well, we got some more we got to break down here, because obviously you're holding back, so we gotta keep this going.
Okay.
So, but when you say it's like it's easy for you to say, oh, just get a good. So let's go all the way back. Okay, someone wants to JV with you.
Yeah.
How are you going to determine if it's a good deal or a bad
this is
deal?
my favorite thing, guys. We're talking math. Okay.
There we go.
We're going to be using the 90% rule.
Explain it to everyone.
I want you guys. So this is the hardest part of wholesaling, is that people are just locking up bad deals. And I'm sorry, I can sell an okay deal. I can't sell a bad deal. I mean, I just can't. No one can, unless you're scamming people, which don't do that, you know, click off this channel. But how do you look at a property anywhere in the US and know if it's a good deal? I underwrite with what I created was a 90% rule. You look at a property, you figure out what the after repair value is. That's going to be the hardest part. You're going to have to pump and similar in 2025. You find that house that's gorgeous and it's sold at $300,000. Then you use the 90% rule. Guys, this took me like 10 years to finally like put the numbers together. It's so simple, but it makes so much sense and no one is doing it. I don't know why. Everyone's just using the 70% rule. Use this. 300,000 ARV.
Okay.
What you're going to do is think of it like an investor. The problem with us wholesalers is we think like wholesalers. Why don't we think like the person we're selling the deal to? When an investor buys a property and fixes it up, flipping a property.
Yeah.
Sell a property for 300,000, guys. They don't walk away with 300,000. They have to pay agent commissions. Agent commissions, guys, are typically 3% for the buyer's agent and 3% for the listing agent. So right there, 6% gone. You also have about 2% in closing costs. Right now, 8% gone. And then you want to budget at least 2% for buyer concessions. You can also put in the cost of money, your hard money costs. I just like to round it to a simple 10%. So immediately I say this $300,000 house, my buyer is going to walk away with $270,000. But there's rehab costs.
Yeah.
So let's say on this property, $40,000 in rehab costs. Okay?
Okay.
I can teach you guys how to look at rehab costs. I typically like to look at $30 a square foot plus $10,000 per major item. We'll come back to that. But let's just say $40,000 in repairs. Now we're down to $230,000. So should a wholesaler lock up a property for $230,000 if the buyer is going to net $230,000? Well, no, there's no profit in it for your assignment fee or for the buyer.
Yeah.
But Max, how much profit does an investor need? Here's a really, really good rule. Investors like to make as much profit as they're spending in rehab. Now, I don't know it's a good idea. Now, I can't say I created that. I have to give credit where credit is due. That came from your man, RJ. RJ Bates told me that.
Love RJ.
Okay, we love RJ. I genuinely love RJ.
Shout out to RJ.
Shout out to you, RJ. That came from RJ. He was like, yeah, bro, this same rehab as they do profit. I was like, it all clicked to me. So then we subtracted another 40,000. Now we're at 190. That's where an investor wants to buy the deal. They're going to make $40,000 if your ARV is correct, if they buy it at 190, and that is a good return on rehab. Okay? But now, do we lock it up for 190? No, there's no profit. So just subtract $10,000, $20,000 from that, and that's your assignment fee. So I usually would, so on that property, 300,000 ARV, I run the numbers at the 90% rule, I offer 170. If you bring me a deal at 170, guys, I can't say I guarantee you anything, but you have a very good chance of making $10,000, and I'm going to make $10,000 for that $300,000 ARV property.
It's a good idea.
There
I like
go.
that. And then basically, what do you do when somebody sends you a deal and it's a bad deal? Do you just tell them, hey, you got to be, I know you locked up for 270, it's got to be at 230. Do you tell them that? Do you help them lock it up for lower? How do you deal with it when it's like a bad deal? They just say no? Do you help them renegotiate? Like, how do you deal with it?
Yeah, absolutely. So we get sent so many deals and unfortunately can't take all of them. Now, I'm not going to say your deal's bad just because the numbers are good. Your deal could also be bad because it's in the middle of... I'm not saying we can't sell a property in the middle of nowhere. Oftentimes, it's just not worth our time. So make sure you guys are locking up properties in, I prefer towns with at least 10,000 population minimum. But if not, 50,000, 100,000. But really make sure there's active investors there. I usually look for at least 100 active investors in that market who are buying. But that aside, let's say you guys bring me a deal. I'll give you feedback. Be like, hey, your numbers are off. Hey, there's just not enough buyers here. And then I'll tell you the ideal price where you should lock this up at. And then it's up to you typically to have to go back and renegotiate. But I give you tips and tricks. You can say, hey, this is where we need to be because this is how, and I teach you with the guys, and what I just taught you there, that's what you need to tell the seller. Hey, Mr. Seller, Mrs. Seller, I'm so sorry, but if I bought this property at 210,000 where I had it locked up, I'm just so sorry. There's just not enough profit in this deal for me. And I'm taking on all this risk and there's just not enough reward. I'm just going to go buy stocks. I'm just going to go put my money in the bank. Why would I pay this? I'm going to lose money if I pay, if I buy it at this price. So unfortunately, I'm at this cash offer. And then shut up. Just let them sit in the awkward silence.
I like that.
They just shut up and then you hear what they have to say, because at the end of the day, guys, and again, a lot of this is credit to RJ. If you did the math correct, they can't fight you on the math. The math is the math. They can fight you on emotions. They can say, I just need more. I just want more. I get that. But if the math is the math, they can't argue that. So then I hear what they have to say, and I give you guys these tips and tricks. Now, if they just say, hey, Max, like, I'm so sorry, my mortgage is $200,000, or I just need this much money, then you go inside your creative tool belt, you pull out your Richard Taylor, right? And then you start to think, let's do sub 2. Let's do seller finance. Let me do a novation on that. You get creative, but always hit them with that realistic low cash offer where you can be making a modest profit. We're not trying to kill people. You're trying to make a modest profit. And if it just doesn't work, after you sat in that awkward silence, start moving over to a creative solution. And I have never seen a property in my entire life, Zach, where I was not able to find some form of solution for the seller if they were actually motivated.
That's true. Obviously. I mean, there's always a solution, right? It's either they want too much money or, you know, maybe they want a lot of money, but they can take creative. So that cash creative, it all worked well. So it's very interesting how you do it with the comping. That's cool how you kind of figure out where to go forward with the seller. So, all right, someone's a JV, right? What splits are you seeing? Because we got a big problem here in wholesaling. Dude, I see these splits, man. It makes me cry. I know this one guy, these JVs guys like 80-20 split. I get 80, you get 20.
What?
And yeah, dude, I see 80-20 splits. I see 70-30. I see 90-10s. It's insane. What splits are you currently doing?
Yeah, guys. So typically I'm doing 50-50.
No, keep going. You're good.
Top markets?
Yeah.
All right. Is it rolling? The camera's black.
Yeah, you're good now. You're good.
All right, guys. So top market. So did I already say I'm the? Anyways, I wholesaled over 150 deals with my old company last year. We were really running up DFW 100% JV deals. I don't know if I'm repeating myself or not right now, but what are my top markets? Well, let me throw this back at you guys. The markets in Texas, where we are right now in Florida, they are slowing down. Does that mean you don't want to wholesale in these markets? Absolutely not. But you need to buy cheaper. I'm telling you guys, you can't be selling your deals at 82% of ARV in Florida or Texas anymore. You're going to have to buy your deals cheaper. And when you talk to these sellers, please explain to them, yeah, your neighbor's house is on the market for $500,000. That's not selling. And that neighbor's house is on the market for 130 days. It's not selling. The market's correcting. We're heading into the winter. Do you want to risk the winter? Do you want to risk your home falling in value another 10%?
Nope.
It just fell down in value 10%. Or do you want to sell it to me right now for cash? So that's how I would have pitched it there. But my favorite markets, guys, the Rust Belt. Man, like Detroit, Ohio. Some of these markets in there, they're hot. They're hot.
Dude,
and
Detroit's insane.
I think that's the future of wholesaling for 2026, 2027. The South held it. Like, let's just say like DFW, Florida were like the place to be the last 3, 4, 5 years. I think it's going to move up to the Rust Belt, guys. I really think that's where everyone's going to be fighting for those wholesale deals. I will say though, the 50, 100K home runs, not as common there, but it is so easy to do 10K, 10K deals in a market like Detroit.
Dude, they're so cheap too.
You buy a house for 5, you sell it for 15.
Done. I think wait, you had one you're trying to sell for. I saw you try to sell for 25 yesterday. I'm like, oh boy.
Wholesale locked it up. Hey, Jude, you locked it up a little bit high, but it depends on Detroit. It's very street by street there.
Okay, so now we know the top markets, so people can go in there. I mean, I agree with you 100%. Dallas is amazing. A lot of people are like, oh, it's real estate's going down. It's bad. It's good for wholesaling. Like, right? You just go like, oh, go list with the realtor. Oh, inventory sucks.
Yeah.
It takes for you're on market for all the time. Don't go do that. So what I think is, all right, so you know exactly what makes a great deal. You know where the good deals are. Now it comes to finding the cash buyers list, right? How are you finding cash buyers right now? Or how are you finding them now, and how would a beginner go do it?
Okay, that's a great question. So guys, you just figured out, again, we haven't talked too much about the direct-to-seller marketing strategies,
We'll get into that too.
Which we can talk about. But I told you exactly how to analyze a deal and see if it's a good deal or bad deal anywhere in the U.S. I also just showed you what markets to go after, gave you some pitches on how you should be talking to these sellers. But once you get these contracts, let's say you want to go sell it yourself. Like, that's fine, guys. I'd love for you to use my service, but I also love to teach you to go sell your own deals. Like go try it. It's cool. Be careful though trying to do, I will say, if you're brand new, guys, don't try dispoing nationwide off the bat. I really, really recommend, like I became the expert in DFW. I have thousands of vetted good buyers there. You bring me a deal there, it's like gone in a second. I recommend the same for you, like really niche down. Focus on one city, maybe you're even your local market, and try to become the best dispo person there. Try to build that best buyers list. I mentioned it earlier on. 3 good buyers per zip code will make you rich. And the reason why I say 3 is we call it burning a buyer in the industry, and it's not a bad thing. But when you sell a buyer a deal, there's usually a week, 2 weeks, 1 month, 2 months, where they're not going to buy another deal from you. So what if you get a second or third deal in that same zip code? That's why you need multiple good buyers per zip code. Little hack for people. You want to rotate through them. And you also want them to like bid on your deal, right? Like if all 3 of them want it, prices are up. But anyways, how do we go find these deals? I got more of a completely free strategy for you guys, like 100% free. I got a good beginner strategy that's going to save you a lot of time. And then I got more of like a high level strategy if you really, really, really want dispo to be your focus. You ready to hear all 3? All right, guys, the first one is I'm going to steal wholesalers' buyers. And I know it works because I did it last year, made over $1 million.
How dare you?
You think that's a bad thing to do?
Straight to jail.
Straight to jail. All right, guys.
How does someone
I'm sorry, but like, I'm going to let you guys do the work for me, and then I'm just going to steal your buyers. And how am I going to do that? I go in the Facebook groups. Please choose a good Facebook group. A lot of these Facebook groups are full of spam. Go through the Facebook group and make sure they have at least 10 posts a day, and make sure those posts are not spammy. Make sure they get a lot of likes and a lot of comments. That's a good Facebook group. Now go in there, look at a deal that a wholesaler posted, and then there's going to be a bunch of people that are commenting, buyer interested, send me the details, email me. Click on their profiles, make sure they're not a wholesaler. Pretty easy to tell. And then if they're not a wholesaler, send them a message and say, hey, I have a better deal in that zip code, way more profitable. Hit me up. Or if you don't have a deal, just be like, are you buying in the zip code? I'm going to get a deal there soon. That's literally all you do. You go and you steal other wholesalers' buyers. You guys are making posts. I'm going in there, taking your buyers and adding them to my buy box. That's the truth. And that's what all the other big companies are doing. I'm telling you, all these 7, 8, maybe even 9-figure companies, they're literally just destroying Facebook and stealing your buyers. That's 100% free. You can be adding at least 50 vetted buyers a month, but I think you can even get to 100. You do that for 6 months, destroy the competition. But what's another strategy you can do? A good medium strategy, guys, is, okay, I got this brick 322 in Denton, Texas. You know, ARV's 500K. I got it at 320. I need to find a buyer. Well, what you can do is let's just reverse search other properties just like this that sold. Go find the LLC that bought that property and then call that guy. That's smart. Like, why don't more people do that? Well, they do, but it's a lot of work. You got to go find a property. Once you get an LLC, dude, open corporate sucks. And then you have to put it in the True People search. That whole process, guys, and you have to call them. That whole process takes like 10 minutes per buyer. It works. But how can you speed run that? You literally, and I'm not here, I got to glaze Zach a little bit because we're going on the boat, guys.
There we go.
You just go to XLeads, you sign up for the Pro plan or the X plan, and you use my link, use my affiliate link, just putting it out there.
It's on your channel.
It's on my channel. Okay, whatever. Zach's not happy about that, but use my affiliate link. And you go in there, guys, and then you just type in the city. So I'm going to put Denton, Texas in there. And all of that work I just did with finding the right buyer by going to Open Corporate's True People search, one click, it will pull the top buyers in Denton, Texas, rank them, and then give you their phone number. And then all you do is rip those calls. You can even download that list and put it into the text blaster in XLeads. And then you just shoot them all a message and you say, call them, or you text them. You say, got an off-market hot property in Denton, Texas at 76% of ARV. It's going to sell tonight. Is it going to sell to you? And you are going to sell that deal if it's a good deal. If you get on the phone with them, what I like to say is, hey, is this Steve? Yeah, who the heck is this? Steve, I got an off-market property in Denton, Texas. I priced it to sell. Are you buying? They say yes. you sell them a deal. They say no, you get their buy box and you sell them another deal. That, guys, that's about what, a couple $100 a month.
Yeah.
You got Facebook, you got this strategy, and then the other strategy, guys, if you really, really, really want dispo to be your focus, you guys know I use Investor Lift. I have cartel mode on Investor Lift. It's the most expensive invite-only plan. I absolutely love the software. Feels right. However, the difference is X-Leads is an all-in-one software that allows you to do acquisitions with some dispositions. And X-Leads is pulling you the top buyers in any given area, and then you have to manually go and call and text them, and then you have to build your buyers list, whereas a tool like InvestorLift allows you to just put your deal on there, be lazy, post it, blast it to the top buyers, and then depending on the plan you have, it allows you to see who looked at your deal, and then you can call and follow up with them.
Yeah, they're different.
They're very different.
So that's the way I look at it. No problem. That's why I use both.
They're totally different. I literally use both. My daily rotation is X-Leads, Investor Lift, and then I'm working on my own softwares. That's literally my daily rotation.
That's it.
That's like all I use.
Hey, it works. So I mean, you like the little AI buyer thing, right?
Oh,
keep it a secret, but it's pretty damn good, right?
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Hey, that's all I'm going to say on that end. But okay, so I see how you're kind of running everything, right? It was kind of interesting, you know, hanging out for the past couple of days. Is just seeing how your operations run, and everyone kind of saw how our operations run a little differently on kind of everything, but it's definitely interesting the way you kind of do it. And so obviously you're not running this all by yourself. You have a pretty good team on it.
Yeah.
So kind of what's the team structure looking like for you?
All right, guys. So so all shout out for where it's worth to New Western. New Western really, I'm not going to say they defined the model because they were a spinoff of other company. They really perfected the old school model of dispositions. And that's what I helped build at my old company, where it's set up, again, the word's going to confuse you guys. There's acquisition agents, they call them AAs, and then there's disposition agents. The acquisition agents, again, guys, they're not going out and calling sellers. They're literally hunting Facebook and annoying you guys. I'm sure you guys have seen them. It's like JV, 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 or they lie and they say, I'm an end buyer, and then they double close on you. A lot of aspects of how these old companies ran their business, I believe, was very, very shady. But how they're typically run is they have their acquisition agents. Their acquisition agents go find a deal. They underwrite the deal. If it's a good deal, they make a marketing packet. They then put that packet out to the disposition agents, and the disposition agents go and sell it.
Yeah.
That's typically how these companies are run. I can tell you the exact splits of how these companies are run and the profits and all that here in a second. But
just talk about your own company, because you don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, I don't want to get in trouble.
And shout out to New Western.
We're running on my budget cameras. I don't have what Zach has. Anyways, guys, where are we at? So typically, guys, these companies are very, very, very employee heavy. At my old company, I probably had over 20 agents. But at my new company, I took more of a hybrid approach. Excuse me, very, very similar to what you guys could build. I'm doing it 100% virtually, very, very lean, and using software to help where I'm replacing just employees. So how I have it run at my company is when you send a deal to maxdispo.com, you're filling out a long form. Now it's like, oh, Max, why do I have to spend 5 minutes filling out this form? It's because I'm getting all the information that you don't know that I need to sell a deal. I need the access. I need to know what the lockbox code is. I need to know if there's a squatter in there. I need to know everything about a deal. So yeah, it's annoying to fill out this form, but once you fill it out, I don't need to bother you. I'm just going to be like, hey, bro, I just made you $15,000. Do you want a check or do you want a wire? Like, that's probably going to be the time I talk to you.
Yeah.
So you fill out all the information. It goes to my underwriters. My underwriters look at it. A lot of times that's still me. And we're like, yeah, it's a good deal. Then they usually bring it to me for final check. I run it by the 90%. A few other things. I say, yeah, this is a good deal. This is a sellable deal. This is a dunk. And then the thing is, like, I don't need an acquisition agent because YouTube's my acquisition agent. You guys are bringing me this deal. So then it just goes over to my dispo team. I train them on the deal. I really, really sell them on the deal. I explain to them how to sell this specific deal. Every deal is different, guys. There's some properties, I look at the rents. I'm like, dude, That's a 9 cap. This is a much better, hedge fund play than it is a fix and flip. So let's market this deal to hedge funds. Every deal has a spin. There's a deal that actually should be closing here in a week or two. Wholesaler, Tyler, Tyler brought it to me. Shout out to Tyler. And he was like, Max, can you be friends with them? We've done deals with them in the past.
I'm put it right here. Your camera overheated.
Oh, shoot.
There you go.
Off and turn it back on.
Oh, it's overheated.
It's like dead.
No, it's just overheated.
Dude, it's hot outside, guys.
It's hot.
So deals go out to VIP buyers first. If I can sell a deal quick to a VIP buyer,
Look at that now.
I sell it quick. The one thing you guys got to know is sometimes getting the best price from a buyer is not as good as getting a good buyer. I'd rather sell it to my hedge fund that I know really well for 170 than some random guy for 175.
Yeah.
That random guy may not close and we may end up losing this entire deal. I'd rather sell to my 170 to my hedge fund. Who, guys, let's get this clear here before I talk about the next step. A deal is only sold not when they sell, not when they sign the contract, when they put up the non-refundable earnest money.
Yep.
I don't give out option periods to my buyers. They're probably going to daisy chain your deal.
Yeah.
I only sell a deal, consider it sold when that buyer shows up with his $3,000, $5,000, $7,500, whatever, his earnest money, and it hits title. They can sign whatever contract they want. That deal is not sold until that earnest money hits. Okay, so go out to my VIP buyers. They want the deal. They sign a contract, and then they put up that earnest money. If it doesn't go to one of them, that's when the team starts using Xleads. They start using Vessel. They start blasting deals. They start building that buyers list. They start attacking buyers. They look for the top buyers in any given area, and they go and try to sell that deal. Now, how is dispo done, guys? I'm sweating so bad, bro. It's hot. Vacant properties are first come, first serve. What does that mean, first come, first serve? If I get a vacant ship box, guys, I'm not going to probably do a big showing on this property. Whatever buyer shows up and gives me $140 for that vacant ship box and puts down that $3,000 earnest money, they got the house. I don't care who it is. You got the house, my man. Okay? But on properties where it's occupied, you guys had that before? There's tenants in there, living there. What do you do? Like, how do you get your investors into these properties? Well, that's when we schedule a showing. It's usually a 1-hour window.
Yeah.
And I try to do it in one showing. Sometimes you may have to do two, where it's just like, I'm going to bring all my buyers there. I train them. It's a long thing. You guys got to get good with this. And I have my buyers walk the property. And at the end of this 1-hour window, they come back to me and they submit silent offers. And I try to get the best offer possible. We had a property, dude, this was crazy. One of the best neighborhoods in Dallas. We ended up getting offers and we sold it. I believe it was $26,000 over where we had it priced at. We had about 10 investors show up. They started bidding against each other. And we ended up making an extra $26,000 with a total assignment fee of $56,000 because we had 10 investors show up to this property. And we only had a 1-hour window. So they all walked the property. Yeah. They're like, oh, I want it. And then we're like, yeah, you got off. Dude, Billy just told me that he wants this play. Oh, I don't like Billy. Billy beat me on the last one. We get him to go, just like any auction. Then they give us their offer. So that's typically the two ways that I'm moving deals. That's how my company is set up. I have me, the acquisition agent. I got underwriters. I got disposition agents. And then I have Nikki, who's like my general manager, who's handling a little bit of everything and transaction coordination.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I talked a lot, man.
There's a lot. I like it. You're dying in this heat. You're not used to Florida, man.
Dude, Florida kicks your ass.
Dude, you were on the beach and a dolphin went right by you. And you're like, ah!
Dolphins are scary, bro.
Dude, they're scary. They'll just run up on you.
He was saying,
as a Florida man, you're supposed to jump on the dolphin and ride it like a horse to the local Publix. That's how you do it.
I was so scared from that dolphin.
Dude, that dolphin's scary. And I was jumping.
Yeah, I'd be
Things
dead.
are crazy.
I'd be dead.
No, yeah. Dolphins are interesting. They're but yeah, we're just we're hanging out here, talking shop. And it's been pretty fun, right? I've been kind of sharing a little bit of the kind of the employees we have and kind of how we run things, help you out with some things that you got going. But it's definitely interesting. I do my JVs and the JVs. Everyone commented that said, "Soup, stop chewing on the wire."
Where is my little boy Soup? Hey, what's up, guys? Sorry,
you gotta go grab him.
Yeah, you want to go grab Soup?
Go grab.
If you guys want to ask questions, like FAQ time for sure.
Yeah, Yeah, we got definitely a lot before I go fishing.
Yeah.
Let's keep going here.
I'll go grab a little super. You can take over.
There we go. There are several companies that have VA services. So, yeah, internet on an island apparently is it's a luxury. But hey, no worries. Also, by the way, I had this recorded on a really nice camera. We couldn't use that one for the stream, unfortunately. But we got the whole recording of this, by the way, just in case, if you miss anything, the whole recording is going to be here. So let me see what we got here.
Soup doesn't want to come, bro. He's sitting in the AC.
Yeah, let him relax.
Dude, he's smart.
Go chill out.
All right, guys. Soup wants to stay inside.
There you go. Go chill out here.
Dude, I'm drenched.
There you go. Let's see. Got some good questions here. Let's see what questions you got. Make some money here. Let's see. All right. Let's break this all. So Tara says, how do you feel about the Houston market currently for wholesaling? And where do you see it in 2026? Houston's massive, man.
Houston's massive.
Like, it's a massive opportunity. Where do you see it?
All right, guys. So Houston market, I will say, is slowing down. How Austin got slowed down about 2 years ago, I'm seeing the same thing with Houston. Does that mean you can't wholesale in Houston? Absolutely not. I currently have 2 properties under contract. Sold one recently. Shout out to you, Shanks. Shanks made $6,000. We actually did a 3-way J split, $6,000, $6,000, $6,000. That one was pretty cool. So we all 3 made $6,000.
Shanks is such a sick name.
Shanks, literally, guys, made $6,000.
It's not Shanks.
No, it's not Shanks.
Dude, I'm telling you, you have to watch One Piece. I've been trying to get you to watch One Piece for over a year now. Such a good show. Okay.
Shanks literally just made $6,000, guys, for just referring me a deal to sell in Houston. But that's not the point of this question. Is how is Houston market going? Houston, guys, it's such a big market. There's good pockets and there's bad pockets of Houston. I seriously, man, I recommend that if you're going to be looking at these framer houses, those wood, really, really ugly 1940s older houses, those need to be bought so cheap. I'm talking well under $100,000 in those bad neighborhoods. You just need to buy those dirt cheap. Pick those up for $40,000, $50,000, $60,000. Where I think you have more potential in Houston is in more like the middle class neighborhoods. I would avoid the new construction neighborhoods. A lot of people are trying to do sub 2s on these new constructions. I think that's a bit of a disaster zone. Yeah. I would focus on really, really good 70s, 80s, 90s brick houses, the 3 bedrooms, the 2 bathrooms, the 2-car garages. Try to pick those up for around 70 to 75% of ARV, and those should be selling like lightning, man. So in Houston, really, you got to start to focus on quality there.
Yeah, there's so many people in Houston, man. It's like you got the whole West part. Like, I love Katy. Like, Katy, Texas is money. But oh my gosh. Okay, so
Houston's a good market. Dude. There's actually, for whatever reason, Houston has so many houses, has so many people. It actually has a very low amount of wholesalers that focus in Houston versus the cities like DFW.
And my favorite part about this is bad to say. The best part about Houston compared to Dallas is Houston every 5 years gets hit with an insane hurricane. So there's always, unfortunately, there's always damage to these properties, and there's always I'm just to be honest with Florida. Always hurricane damage every 5 or 6 years in an area.
Yeah.
So there's always issues with the property. And
the flooding, you have to be really careful about flooding though in Houston, guys. Is you can pick up a house and you think it's a good deal. It's like, Max, ARV's $500,000. I picked it up for $280. Well, yeah, that thing's been flooded 3 times.
There you go. The backbone of America. Audio just went out though, so no big deal. So
I'm watching the chat. No
there you
sound,
go.
Obviously. All right, cool.
Oh, wait, they couldn't hear for.
They couldn't hear for how long? All right, guys. What was the last thing you heard?
All right, we're back on. Holy moly! I have this whole recorded, so we can go back. But basically, he's asking about St. Louis. So St. Louis again, cheap real estate, low crime. That's the main point. You're dying here with this heat.
Yeah, guys. So, but yeah, no. I mean, Zach couldn't have answered that better. I actually just wholesaled a house in St. Louis a couple weeks ago, and the only reason I wholesaled it is because it's a neighborhood where you would feel safe walking at night. If it's not, guys, if it's like an F, it's actually really easy to check crime reports. You just go to Google and just type in the crime rating. If it's like F- on everything, you may not want that house, or you may need that thing at $5,000. I got ours at 20 and we sold it for 30.
Jeez, I like that. Not bad at all. So if someone wants to check out your Discord, how do they go join it?
Yeah, guys. So I got a 100% free Discord community. The only reason why I think it's better than Zach's is that it's pirate themed.
Oh, wow.
So,
wow.
But yeah, that's actually thewholesalers.com, but not spelled the way you think. I'm going to put that in the chat. Actually, I'll let Zach put that in the chat.
The wholesalers?
Wholesalers.com.
Someone took that domain?
Which, a wholesalers.com?
Yeah.
Yeah, some guy had it. He wanted too much money for it. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, guys, that's the way you can join my 100% free Discord community. I actually offer 100% free comping in there, unlimited comping. So you bring me a deal, my team will just be like, yeah, you should get it at this. Won't charge you anything for that. And if you want to use maxdispo.com, you can. That's fine. Like, you don't have to.
All right, put it right
go
here.
dispo your own deal. But I also, guys, like, if you guys want, in my opinion, the best dispo outside of Florida, if you get a deal in Florida, you can send it to Zach. But if you guys need dispo anywhere else in all other 49 states, feel free to send it to maxdispo.com.
There we go. And then obviously my Discord, zachdiscord.com. That is exactly where you go out here and get your deals. Basically, go out here and you can JV with people, get it going, get it going. So, all right, let's head on the boat.
Yeah, we got to get to the boat, guys.
There we go. So, guys, I really appreciate it. Thanks for the patience on this. We got the full recording. Probably come out in a week or two. Should be all good. So, appreciate the patience. First 30 minutes was fire, though. So, keep it up and keep it going. So, all right, guys, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Back at the studio on Thursday. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Okay, what's your YouTube?
Yeah.
How can people join the YouTube?
Yeah, YouTube. Maximilian Dier on YouTube. We're on path to 10,000 subs.